So hello students, I welcome you all on this YouTube channel. Today we will discuss the output equation of three-phase induction motor, right? Output equation of three-phase induction motor, right? We have already discussed the operating principle of three-phase induction motor, that is basically mutual induction, right? We have already discussed. So I have made a separate video for that, for operating principle of three-phase induction motor. First you kindly go through that video and then you come to watch this video of output equation. So that will give you the better illustration, right? So due to the mutual induction principle, the power from stator gets transferred to rotor after crossing this air gap between stator and rotor in three-phase induction motor, right? So this is a three-phase AC supply which is being given to stator, right? So this outermost surface of the machine is the stator. This red circle that you're seeing, this is representing the rotor, or you can say armature. Between stator and rotor there is air gap. So this is the air gap in the machine, right? So now what is output equation? First you understand this. What is the output equation? Output equation gives the relation between the various physical and electrical parameters of the machine, right? Output equation gives the relation between the various physical and electrical parameters of the machine. So when I say physical parameter means the diameter of armature and length of the core, L, right? Both in meters. These D and L, they are the physical parameters. And when I say electrical parameter, what is the meaning? Meaning is B average, that is average flux density in air gap, right? And AC is another electrical parameter, that is basically ampere conductors per meter of armature periphery, right? So the output equation gives the relation between various electrical and physical parameters of the machine, right? So just have a look at it, have a glance on output equation of three-phase induction motor that we are going to derive now. See this kVA, that you're seeing, this kVA is equal to C naught D square L NS. So this is called output equation of three-phase induction motor that we are going to derive now, right? Step by step, right? So this equation we will derive, you understand? So now we will start the derivation of output equation of three-phase induction motor, right? So first of all, let us assume EPH is the EMF induced per phase in volts, right? IPH is the current per phase in amperes. TPH is number of turns per phase, right? P is number of poles. Phi is flux per pole in air gap in Weber, right? KW is a winding factor, right? So you know that it's a distributed winding here. So according to that you will have a winding factor. So windings, they are done. So for that winding you will have a winding factor KW. B average is average flux density in air gap, right? AC is ampere conductor per meter of armature periphery. So armature means rotor. So B average and AC, these two are the electrical parameters, right? D is the armature diameter in meters. L is the stator core length in meters. NS is small ns is synchronous speed in revolutions per second. RPS stands for revolution per second, right? Neta is full load efficiency. Tau is pole pitch, right? Tau is pole pitch. It is basically the pi d by p. Pi d is total periphery. D is the diameter, it is twice of radius. So basically this is 2 pi r in numerator divided by number of poles p in denominator, right? So pole pitch is basically 2 pi r, or you can say pi into d divided by total number of poles of the machines, right? Cos phi is full load power factor, right? You understand? So this is basically outermost frame is a stator, right? This red circle that you're watching, it is a rotor, or you can say armature, and between stator and rotor there is an air gap. So this is the air gap, right? You provide three-phase AC supply to three-phase induction motor, right? So due to this three-phase AC supply, when you provide this, you will get a rotating magnetic field in air gap, right? So we have already discussed the operating principle. Now see, this kV rating of 3-phase induction motor, it is given as, this is given as, have a look at it, this is given as kVA, it is given as 3 EPH IPH, right? So volt ampere rating will be 3 EPH into IPH, but since you are writing kilo kVA, right, kilovolt ampere, so you have to multiply it by 10 to the power minus 3. So now it becomes in kilovolt amperes kV rating, right? So now EMF equation of 3-phase induction motor we have already derived. It is 4.44 into phi into F into TPH into kW. Phi is flux per pole, F is a frequency, TPH is the turns per phase, kW is the winding factor, right? So kVA rating would be, put this value, this whole value of EPH, into this our equation of kVA. So when you put this, you will get 3 into 4.44 phi F TPH kW into IPH into 10 to the power minus 3. Suppose this is equation number 1, right? Now there is a term specific magnetic loading. It is represented by B suffix AV. BAV is B average flux density. That means it is given by total flux in air gap divided by flux path in the gap, right? So total flux in air gap divided by flux path in the gap, right? So basically P phi, total flux is P phi because phi is flux per pole, and suppose there are P number of poles in the machine, so total flux would be P phi, that is the total flux in the machine. So flux path area in the gap is pi dl, right? So that is basically, you can say it is the area, right? So basically you have to take this area. See this pi dl means you have to take, basically when I talk about pi dl, that means you have to take this area. See this one, this is, suppose is the, right? So this total area is this area and this area. This area you have to take, right? So this is 2 pi RL. This area is 2 pi RL, right? 2 pi R into L, or you can say pi into DL, right? So D is the diameter. It is twice of this radius. So 2R is D, so it becomes pi dl, right? So you have to basically take this area, this hashed area, and not this area, right? This area is different. So this area you will take, this area, so this is pi dl, right? So now when I say the specific magnetic loading, so specific means it's a ratio. Specific means it's a ratio. Ratio of what? Ratio of total flux in air gap divided by flux path area in the gap. So specific means ratio of total flux path, so total flux in air gap divided by flux path area in the gap. So means in total periphery of the rotor, how much flux is there in the machine, right? In total flux path area, how much total flux is there in air gap, that is basically specific magnetic loading B average, right? So in pi dl flux path area, total flux of the machine is P phi. That is the meaning of specific magnetic loading, right? मशीन में टोटल उसके अंदर जो फ्लक्स है, जो फ्लक्स फील्ड बना है, राइट, वो कितना है, दैट इज बेसिकली द टोटल मैग्नेटिक लोडिंग, राइट। एंड एयर गैप के अंदर जितना फ्लक्स अवेलेबल होता है वही आपका क्या है, दैट इज बेसिकली कॉल्ड एज टोटल मैग्नेटिक लोडिंग, राइट। So now a specific electrical loading AC is total armature ampere conductors divided by armature periphery. So a specific, you know, it's a specific word. Specific means it's a ratio. So a specific electrical loading AC is the ratio of these two. That means total armature ampere conductor divided by armature periphery, right? So here AC, that is specific electrical loading AC, is total armature ampere conductor is basically total number of conductor in the machine per phase, that is ZPH, multiplied by the current per phase, that is IPH, right? And total armature periphery in the air gap is pi into D. Periphery means pi 2 pi r, 2r is D diameter, so write pi into D, right? For 3 phase multiplied by 3, right? So now you know one turn has 2 conductors, right? One turn has 2 conductors. So if I say, for example, if I say there are 100 turns, so how many conductors? If I say 100 turns, then total conductor would be 200, because one turn is equal to 2 conductors. So ZPH is equal to 2 into TPH. So if the turns are 100, suppose, then total number of conductor will be 200. 2 into TPH. 2 into turn per phase TPH is equal to total conductor per phase, that is ZPH. So ZPH is 2 into TPH. So put this value ZPH into IPH. Put ZPH is equal to 2 TPH here, and you will get 3 into 2 TPH into IPH by pi D, right? So this is the specific electrical loading, right? Now you know that synchronous speed of rotating magnetic field lines is given by 120 F by P. It is in revolutions per minute, so it is 120 F by P. Now if you want to calculate in revolutions per second, then you divide it by 60, right? So it becomes small ns is equal to 60 get cancelled by this 120, so it will become 2F by P. Ns, small ns is 2F by P, it is revolution per second, right? So from here calculate frequency F is P ns by 2, right? So suppose B average is equation number 2, and this AC is equation number 3. AC is specific electrical loading, suppose this is equation number 3, and F frequency is equal to PNS by 2, PNS by 2, this is the equation number 4, right? So frequency F is PNS by 2, right? So from equation number 2 you can write, from here you can write phi is equal to B average into pi dl by P, this is equation number 5, suppose, right? Now from equation number 3, from this equation you can write IPH into TPH is equal to AC, that is specific electrical loading, right, into pi D by 3 into 2. From this equation you can write this, that is suppose equation number 6. Now if you rewrite equation number 1 and putting above these values in equation number 1, you will get KVA rating equal to 3 into 4.44 V average into pi dl by P, right? That is B average into pi dl by P, it is the value of flux phi that you have put now. Now AC into pi D by 3 into 2, this is the specific, this is basically IPH into TPH. So in place of IPH into TPH you put this value AC into pi D by 3 into 2, so remaining is F into KW into 10 to the power minus 3, right? So this here, from here you can basically cancel out this 4.44, you can cancel out this value from this 2, right? 3 get cancelled out from here, 3 and 3 get cancelled out from here, right? So finally you are left with 2.22 B average into pi d by P into AC into pi d by 1 into PNS by 2. Put value of frequency, that is PNS by 2, that is value of frequency, put here, you will get PNS by 2 into KW into 10 to the power minus 3, right? You understand now? Very easy, that is extremely easy, right? Now you will write, so this 2 will cancel this 2.22, it will become 1.11, right? This 2 will cancel this 2.22, so it will become 1.11 into K average B, KW into B average into AC into pi square, pi into pi become pi square into 10 to the power minus 3 into D and D. There are 2D, that means it will become D square. So it remaining is L into NS, right? So finally this bracket terms you give it another notation, that is C naught. C naught is a coefficient, right? It is equal to 1.11 KW into B average, right? kW, C naught is a coefficient, here C naught is a coefficient, that is 1.11 kW into B average into AC pi square 10 to the minus 3, right? That is called as output coefficient. C naught is output coefficient, right? So this equation number 7 is kVA rating, right? That is output equation, that is kVA is equal to C naught into D square into L into NS, right? This is called the output equation of three-phase induction motor. So just have a close look at it. It is relating this electrical parameters B average and AC with physical parameter like D and L, right? So this relates electrical parameter with physical parameters. So this is the output equation, which is basically kVA rating of the machine, that is kVA is equal to C naught D square L NS, right? So this equation is called output equation of three-phase induction motor, that is kVA is equal to C naught into D square into L into NS, right? C naught value is this, that is output coefficient. C naught is also called output coefficient. So from here you can also calculate D square L, that is kVA by C naught into NS, right? You understand? So thank you very much. So this equation is output equation of three-phase induction motor. So now you can solve numerical on this. Numerical on this will be very important and it is asked in the exam. So you solve the numerical now on this output equation, right? Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. If you like this, you can subscribe this channel. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching.